Have you ever looked at the political landscape and felt like it just doesn't speak for you? Like it's turned its back on your values? Today, we're diving into a movement that was born from that exact feeling, the search for a real political home.
You know, this quote right here, it really hits home for a lot of people. The feeling that war is everywhere. It's not just something you see on the news. It's this growing sense that the very systems that are supposed to protect and represent us are failing, leaving entire communities feeling completely abandoned.
And that feeling, well, it points to something much, much bigger. Let's call it what it is, a crisis of representation. It's this massive gap between what we, the people, actually believe in and what our so-called representatives are doing. And for many, that gap has become a canyon.
Yeah, and this isn't just some vague dissatisfaction. It's specific. It's about watching a two-party system that seems to just keep funding conflict, that stays completely silent on injustice, and that breaks our trust over and over again. When your leaders stop reflecting your values, you don't just have a problem, you have a crisis.
But here's the thing about a crisis like this. It can be an incredible force for change. Because when the old structures won't listen, our collective voice becomes the most powerful tool we have. It's that moment you realize, okay, if they won't represent us, we are going to build something that will.
So, if the current system feels broken, where do you go? What's the alternative? This brings us to the Green Party, a political movement built on a totally different foundation. Let's take a look at what that actually means.
Everything the Green Party does comes back to these four pillars. You've got ecological wisdom, right? The idea that our health is tied to the planet's health. Then grassroots democracy, which is all about empowering people at the local level. And then social justice and nonviolence. These are the big ones, the core values that directly speak to that deep desire for peace, for dignity, for liberation, things that feel so absent from mainstream politics.
And this chart is super revealing. It shows you their whole strategy. Look at that, almost 2/3 of Green candidates are running for local office. This is a movement built from the ground up. We're talking school boards, city councils, things in your own neighborhood where change really, truly affects your daily life.
Okay, so we've got a national party that's all about local focus. But how does a big organization like that make sure specific communities, like Arab and Muslim Americans, actually have a real home there? How do you make sure their voices have actual power?
Well, the answer is actually built right into the party's rules. It's called an accredited caucus. And this isn't just some informal club. Nope. It is a formally recognized group that gives underrepresented communities permanent delegates. That means a guaranteed seat at the table and a real vote in the party's national decisions. That's real power.
And getting that official seat isn't some secret handshake process. It's all laid out right here. A group needs to get behind the party's core values, gather at least 100 members from 15 different states, and organize themselves democratically. It's a clear, transparent roadmap to real representation.
All right, so that's the theory, that's the structure. But let's get to the important part. Does any of this actually work? Does this grassroots approach lead to real-world results?
So, does it work? How about this? In 2025 alone, the Green Party won 49 elections across the United States. 49! That's not theory, that's 49 communities where this grassroots approach puts someone with green values into a position of actual political power. This party is winning.
And just look at what kind of wins we're talking about. We've got mayors in Pennsylvania and Illinois, a judge in New Mexico, school board members in Connecticut and Maine. This is what grassroots power looks like in action. Real people winning local elections that make a difference in their communities every single day.
So, what does all of this mean for you? For someone who might feel that sense of being politically homeless that we talked about at the beginning, what does it really take to be a part of this?
And honestly, this is the part that might surprise you the most. Being part of this movement doesn't mean you have to give up all your free time. It doesn't require endless meetings or volunteering every weekend. The ask is beautifully simple, a decision to become a member. And then, once a year, just one vote for the caucus leadership. That's it.
Because that one action, that's where the power comes from. It's in the numbers. Your presence, your name on that list, your voice in that single vote, it all adds up. It makes the community stronger, it makes it visible, and it sends a powerful message. This is how real movements are built, one person at a time.
So it really all boils down to this, doesn't it? If you're just tired of the corruption, the silence, the racism, if you've been waiting for a political movement that actually reflects your values of peace and justice,
then maybe the wait is over. This is it. This is the statement.
It's the declaration that, together, a community can say, we are organized, we are awake, and we are not politically homeless. This is your movement.